Dave with No Chaser, and today's fun topic is about delusion and lies we believe. I don't know. I think this one's apropos. It came to mind because of circumstances I'm dealing with, a lot of stress. Man, I sound like a broken record. Which, by the way, that doesn't even make any sense. Like a broken record when I guess it's supposed to repeat, but like a broken record would actually just sound like nothing. So if you sound like a broken record, you just sound like, oh wow, Dave, we're coming with jokes. Excellent, good start. Anyways, so today's topic is, I think it's a lie, or it's a fantasy or a delusion that functional alcoholics or addicts have, that keeps them going, that like pushes them further and further in their addiction or drinking. And it's the idea that this isn't all gonna collapse, right? Now I've talked about before the delusion of the one day I will fix all this type of stuff. Like the one day I will, like, there'll be a better future version of me that's going to be able to take care of this. I've talked extensively about like that sort of notion, but there's another sort of like lie that I know that I told myself, where it's the idea that you're kind of going about your day and just like your life is kind of chaotic. Like, I don't know about you, but for me, literally, like a busted taillight could be the difference of me like going to jail just on any occasion. Just driving and a busted taillight, I get a DUI. I had one previous, one's previous, so like it's a multiple DUI offense. I'm going to jail. I'm just driving around, just my life, everything's fine, and it could be nothing. Someone could rear end me. It could not be my fault, and like, I could do all like the little tests and all that walkie and say the alphabet backwards, which it kind of feels like messed up, because sometimes I pass those and I'm like, yay, I get to go home, not jail, right? And it's like, nope, breathalyzer. It's just like, well then, god damn it, why did we do the other stuff? What's the point? Just to humiliate me? So anyways, so like that was my life, like just driving around, just driving. People are stressed, they have road rage and everything like that when like they're late to work. Mine was just like, don't go to jail. I mean, at a certain point you kind of get used to your like horrible circumstances, and so you don't like think about it as much. But I remember I had a Toyota Camry. Shouts out to the Toyota. Love Toyotathon, I guess. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, it had like it was an older model, and it had like this rubber wheel, and I didn't notice it before, but like one day I noticed these little like crescent shapes that were like in the rubber, like a crescent, like just a tiny little, like almost a C, like like a moon crescent type of thing, and they were all over the steering wheel. I was like, what is that? Like, it was one day I was like cleaning my car, and I just looked over because it was like on the other side of it, and I realized that was from me digging my nails into the steering wheel at times. Because as I put them in, I was like, oh god, like they fit like the way I'd hold it. Like I was just digging my nails into it. Ugh. Like that's the stressful life that that's just how we're living today. And so, with that being said, you're functioning. So, you think that, okay. I don't know what the whole game plan is here, if we're gonna take this to the 11th hour or furthest extent, or whatever idiom you want to use, but, like, are we just gonna keep drinking or using till we die, and then at the funeral, they'll be like, oh, wait, he was a drug addict? Darn it. Nobody noticed? I don't know what the game plan was, but there was a real sense in me that I was like, nobody knows, and I'm just going to keep going with it. And this, like, shaky Jenga house of cards is going to stay put somehow. And that's a real thing though, because you would have to, right? Like I would wake up every day, I'd keep doing the same things I was doing, and I would just like kind of moments of maybe not clarity. I guess some clarity, because I'd just take a step back and be like, dude, what, man, we're really gonna keep doing this? Oh, this doesn't seem good. Like, I don't, on the, like, 5 successful habits of healthy people, I don't think that, like, taking a couple swigs before you walk into work was one of them. Like, we're really doing this? Like, and we're gonna keep doing this day in, day out? Like, I, don't you think something's gonna happen? And I guess there was a part of me, honestly, truly, that just, maybe it's not a lie. Maybe it's not like delusion. Maybe it's just like your good old fashioned denial, just straight blocking it away. Just like going, no, because um, denial is not just a river in Egypt or a psychological coping mechanism. Denial is a hell of a drug in a sense, because it will just get you to live an insane life. Me recently, I I fell into some hard times, and I took a step back and I thought to myself, man, what did you just think you were gonna kind of keep going like on this road? Like it's hard to describe like fully without going into detail, but in a sense, it was this idea of you're past a point where it's bad. It's gonna like have irreparable consequences, and like there's no like you're not gonna be able to like slither your way out of it and be the Machiavellian like puppet master that you think you are. By the way, you don't get away with most of the stuff you think you do, but you're just inherently that this is all for naught. But so there's a part of you that as you're continuing to do it, you just go, but then what? And you just that friction between those two, like that cognitive dissonance, is just like mind blowing to be. I guess the lie is just like, I mean, it's not gonna crash and burn. What, am I gonna go to jail? What, am I gonna like get in a severe crazy accident, or I'm gonna like get fired from work, or they're gonna take my kids, or they're gonna do this stuff? Like what? It's look, I get it. It's bad, but it's not that bad. Like I'm not like the intervention on A&E where it's like super crazy nonsense town. Like I'm bad, but I'm all right. I think that's the lie, actually. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I think the lie is just that I'm all right. I'm all right. I know it's not great. I look like basically I have the body type of a scarecrow, and I just have bloodshot eyes, and I look terrible all the time, and people are worried about me, and it's like walking on eggshells. It's just like tiptoeing, walking on eggshells with the ankle weights on thin ice on eggshells. Like no one wants to be around me. I have like the nervousness inside of me, the anxiety every day of like shaking beehives inside my chest. Like everything's all right. I don't know. It seems so crazy that you just go on just day after day and keep doing it. But I mean, that's truly like what the affliction is. Like people wonder why, like, man, you guys must really like your drugs and alcohol. Like, you got quite the hankering for them. It's like, no, man, it's an insanity that I to this day, sometimes I thought I like knew the full depths of it, but no, it keeps getting crazier and crazier out there. Anyways, I don't know where I was trailing off with that. Have a good day. Like, subscribe, if you want to. I'm not forcing you. Maybe I'll use reverse psychology on you. Don't like, don't subscribe.